So I feel I need to address this because when I was doing research on my own, I could not figure this out, and nobody posted in the forums or anything. And I found on a Jeep forum page, I can't remember who it was or where it was exactly, but someone was asking about this. So I also had the question, I couldn't figure it out. So if you guys are watching this video to figure this out because you're rebuilding an engine, let me tell you, I'm helping you out here. So I'll give you the answer that you're looking for. These plugs right here, where you're looking at it and you're like, there's probably holes. So this hole right here is empty. There's nothing in it because it was like that on my old motor that came out of the Jeep. So this one has nothing in it. And then there's a plug here. Then there's a plug right here behind the dipstick tube. And then you have a plug right here. And these are just Allen key plugs that are just go into the block, I believe. This one had coolant in it. That was an oil plug, and that was an oil plug. So this is how it should be. So you can reference that for future reference, or if you're doing your project. So I'll leave it right here for a minute for you guys. Screenshot or do what you need. Okay, but there's that. And I'm in the process of transferring things over. So yeah, so you can see I took this stuff off. So oil comes out of this one right here, and this one there's nothing in it. And coolant came out of that one, and oil came out of this one. So I hope that helps somebody because I really needed that. And I kept stepping on this, but I really needed that picture, which I was not able to get from anywhere else. And this side, I don't even know what that, oh, it's just a piece of the block. But it's coming along nicely. I don't think there's any plugs over here. But, and also, good thing I was thinking, those motor mounts are done, dude. Like you can see in there, they're all busted out, which is what I wondered. Because as well, in the wintertime last year, I was sitting there, and when it was idling like it was almost like feeling this mist. We just got the engine in. We gotta tighten the mounts, but the camera, I already took up on all my memory on the SD card because I'm doing a time lapse thing, but so I didn't really get that, but you guys at least saw the engine going in. But we're making good progress. And what do you think, Mike? Think it's ready for Taco Bell time?
It's always Taco Bell.
It's always Taco Bell time, dude. 100%. I mean, flat out. Like, if you're not having Baja Blast and working on Jeeps, did you even work on Jeeps? Like, legit.
No. It's a Jeep.
You got it on?
It's ready. Easy to crank over now.
Okay, so I started it up the first time. It had oil pressure. Had good oil pressure. As you saw in the video, it did. And so now it's currently, for some weird reason, after I let it cool down for the first cycle, it has no oil pressure now. So now I get to figure that out, which is awesome. Really making the project go great. So that's really cool. So now I get to figure out why this thing has no oil pressure and why I can't run it like that, because obviously it's gonna blow up. So I gotta figure that out. So we will see. This really sucks, man. I was all hype. I literally was like, okay, we got the first cycle down. Saw a little injector seal leaking. No big deal. We'll just fix that real quick and then be on our way. Nope. Didn't happen that way. So now I get to try to figure that out. So the oil pressure light's on. And everything looks good under here. The pickup tube is in. The bolt's tight all the way. The dipstick, I mean, I don't know why I'm even pointing at that, but that looks good. And then when I drained it, there was no oil flakes. There was no metal flakes in the oil. Cause I mean, it's tough to tell on camera, but it's looking solid in there, which is a really good sign. And this is mangled because I tried to get it out before and I couldn't do it, so I just gave up, but the relief valve is right here. I'm gonna replace this anyway because I have one, but we will see. Hopefully we have oil pressure after this, because I don't know anymore, guys. So after several attempts and then a trip to the hardware store, we finally got the, hold on, I'm being stupid. Okay, we finally got the pressure relief valve out, and it came out. So we basically took a screw and drilled through here, which we had to drill through like multiple different times. So it's kind of a pain in the ass, but you'll get it. And so I really suggest, if you're watching this over, before you do an engine rebuild, do this when the engine is out of the Jeep on an engine stand, because like, the diff is kind of in the way just a little bit. It just makes it just a little annoying. So I saw how it kind of felt like it was like kind of gummed in there a little bit. Like I took the cap out and then I actually had to get pliers and pull the valve out because the valve was kind of stuck in there, like stuck to the top. So I'm thinking that the valve actually got stuck and that's what caused my no oil pressure. So I hope that's what it is. But I gotta try to find the valve. Anyway, I can't find the valve, but that's at least it. So I found the old valve, and we had to basically drill the pointed end out, and the spring came out. The spring also doesn't really, I mean, it's springy, but I don't know, it doesn't really seem like it's doing good. But yeah, this is plastic, so you don't need that shit. Here's the new one. And the new one's metal, and the tip, just the tip sits in the cap, and this is the same thing. It goes in like this, and it goes straight up in there. And so you have to push it up in there, and then you have to tap your cap in, which we'll see how that is, but the holes are smaller, I've noticed, and it seems like there's more holes on this one, so it'll like kind of help with keeping oil pressure too. So this is actually going to be a little bit of an upgrade, I guess you could say. Came with the Melling oil pump. But yeah, stay tuned. So I'll show you guys when I get that in there and go from there. Okay, so I got the oh, here it is. I got the relief valve in. Yeah, I got the relief valve in, and it's a little bit past
It doesn't have a 3.9
that bevel. There's no 3.9, what? But
specification.
it's past the bevel. So I put the spring in top, and then the valve, and then the cap, and then I tapped this in, so it went in, and it maybe had like less than a ½ inch, really, maybe like 1/8 of an inch. This sticking past.
Block assembly.
So I used a socket and hammer, tapped that in, got it there. So now we're good to go, and then now I'm going to put the pickup tube on. I don't see anything wrong with the pickup tube, but I bought one in a seal, so I'm gonna replace it. Hell yeah. Looks like the, I'm pretty sure if I was a betting man, I'd say the oil pressure relief valve was my problem. But now I got the coolant bled because it, we kind of bled it, but I don't think it made its way through the thermostat yet. But I'm doing that and I'm letting it run and get up to operating temp. And then I'm gonna shut it down, wait for it to cool down, probably go into town, get my bolts that I need for the inner fenders because we broke some, but you know, you'll have that. And then start it up again, let it warm, do the warm-up cycle again, shut it off, let it cool, and then when it cools, I'll drain the oil, put the actual good oil in that I'm gonna run until 5,000 miles when I go to change the oil, which honestly on this thing I may only do to 3. But anyway, that's gonna be my regular run oil, and then I'm going to start it again, make sure it's got oil in it, and then I'm gonna do the crank relearn with my scan tool, which hopefully will work, because I've never done a crank relearn with that scan tool before, but we will see if it actually works. So I'll keep that in the video for you guys too, so you can see what I'm doing. But so far, I'm at least happy. My anxiety is gone now, because I was really worried that this was not going to fix it. So I don't even care, dude. I don't even care. I'm not keeping it PG. I'm fucking hyped, dude. This is insane. I am so happy. this is the next day, obviously, and I had to run all the way up to Auburn to get my buddy Dan's Snap-on scanner. Thanks a lot, Dan, for letting me borrow that, because my scanner would not do it, surprisingly. So now I'm just sitting here letting the Jeep idle, get warm, and then I'm going to relearn the crank sensor and see if that fixes my extended crank. And it's weird, it also fires off early. Like you'll start it and it'll be like crank, fire, and then it'll continue cranking like it won't start and run. And so then it'll crank for a while more and then it'll actually fire and it'll be good. So I'm wondering also if that means that it has to get tuned, because the ECM, I figured it would learn its values, like it would just compensate for how much fuel it has to mix in with the airflow. But it may or may not do that, because I'm not very smart with like how these ECMs actually work. So I'm gonna try this first and then we'll see what happens. So hopefully it works out good. Either way, I think I'm just gonna drive this thing home today and we'll just deal with it there. See if it falls on its face. If it doesn't die, like if I can just baby it, I'll just drive home that way. So we'll see. Okay, so trying to relearn it, and hold on, I don't know if you can see it, but I got a P0339, the crank position sensor intermittent, and basically that pretty much means that it's having a hard time like reading it. So maybe there's like a gap because it was dirty when I put it in there. Maybe it's because it's not a Mopar sensor, because these things hate non-Mopar sensors. So I really don't know at this point what exactly it is, and I'm tired of having to drive to my buddy's house to work on it. So this is not really, this is probably not a good idea, but I don't care, because I can take back roads all the way. So I'm just going to have somebody follow me home, and I'm going to drive this home in 20 minutes, which is not that far. So I'm just gonna avoid wide open throttle, just go nice and easy, because it drove pretty good just going out of the barn and coming over here. So we will see how it does. So I don't know if I'm gonna record the drive or not, but stay tuned, because I'll let you know if I make it back or not, or if anything happens. So hopefully I get back. This is pretty stupid. Okay, here we go, boys. The first drive of the Jeep. So far it's driving pretty good. Shifting good. I'm just gonna baby this thing home and hope that crank sensor doesn't give me any problems. But so far we're doing good, guys. We're like, I think, third, fourth gear. It's running good, not even overheating. Heat's good, heat's fine. Oh, the throttle feels a little different because I turned the controller off, because I don't want to have it go WOT or further than WOT right now, because it doesn't have the crank sensor learned. So I just hope I can make it home with this thing, because this is really annoying me. Doing good. We are doing good. Just going about 45-ish, keeping her at $2,000. Trying not to beat on it too hard, because the crank sensor doesn't really know what's going on. Pretty good. It's all going great. Now we're at 50. I'm just basically keeping it $2,000, just going nice with it. Alright. Hopefully I make it. Okay, so far we put about 5 miles on this thing, and it's still doing good. So I'm having some good high hopes of getting home with this thing. So at least that's looking pretty good. Here we go, home stretch. Got on my road. Let's see. Hopefully, I mean, nothing stupid's gonna happen. Still, it's gonna be nice. Here we go. Alright. Oh, the blower motor sounds like it's giving out. You'll have that on these old Jeeps. And I just made it home. Thank God that worked out perfectly fine. I'm finally home. So unfortunately, guys, I'm gonna end the video right here because currently I've thrown everything at this thing. Like, I just fixed the oil pressure problem that I had, you know, so I was like, okay, cool, we're good. Fix that, be good with it. And I mean, that was not that bad. Like, there was the relief valve and there was the pickup tube, which it could have possibly been, which I did both. As you saw, it fixed it. But now it is, I don't think it's spark knock, bearing noise, like rod bearing, maybe, like, I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it's because it was low in oil pressure. There's a million things that are going through my head that don't make sense, that I'm trying to figure out for this thing. So regardless, I'm gonna end it right there, and then I'll update you guys when I figured this out. But I at least want to get you guys a video and get some content out there, because there's a lot of this footage that's just sitting here that I'm not using. So sorry guys that you couldn't see the whole grand reveal of the Jeep running perfectly fine, like mad, just awesome test drive, just, you know, end this video on a good note. But I mean, this is reality. This isn't like Gas Monkey Garage or any of these other stupid shows on TV, you know, where it's all, oh, hide me on the camera. Like, this stuff sucks sometimes. Like, this shit will kick your ass, and currently that's what the Jeep's doing, it's kicking my ass. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and enjoyed watching my confusion and me fighting these obstacles. And if you're not subscribed, then I mean, what are you doing? Like, you're sitting there, you're watching my video, you clicked on it to watch this thing, and I mean, you made it to this point. Why did you not subscribe yet? And why didn't you like my video? So you should probably go do that. So right now, I'll give you some time. So go down, hit subscribe, and then hit like. I'll give you a few minutes. So go ahead, do it. Okay, so thank you for doing that. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for more.